Finally, Nigerian government and Israeli government have put pen to papers. In other words, they have signed an agreement. Should I tell you the content of the agreement? It means they have signed to let Biafrans to go. Let me shock you. This is what is happening right at this moment. I would like you to just listen to other part of the story or side of the story from my brother from another mother, the excellent media and house. So please, pay your utmost attention as our brother disseminates the information to us, bit by bit. Do everything you can to share this message. Like it, comment on it, and make sure this message goes viral. It is very, very important, and it is very, very okay that we should abide by the rules and regulations. Have a nice day. Please, thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of the news. After him, then here comes the dissection of the comment section of this video. Have a nice day, and may the good Lord bless you.
Despite the ongoing crisis in the Middle East, the Nigerian government has gone ahead to sign a bilateral agreement with the Israeli government. Yes, you heard me right. Nigeria don't go sign agreement with Israel. Oh yes. And this has sparked a lot of reactions. Some people are asking, why? Nigerian government, what is happening? Why is it that in the recent days you have been going from one country to the other?
Let me pause you for a while. I am sorry for interjection. Let me also make it clear here. It might be two things they are signing. One, for the freedom of Biafrans. Two, or to sabotage the Biafra movement, because they have already known that the Nasset, which is the strongest parliament they have in the whole world, have decided to talk about Biafra. Out of the 170 parliamentarians, 120 have voted in the favor of Biafra independence. So, it might be that they sign the good contract or they go to sign the bad contract that is going to sabotage the Biafra freedom. But let's just see, or rather, let's keep our arms crossed and watch why it unfolds. Enjoy the rest of the news.
Signing agreements. And so people have been asking, if you remember that just about 2 months ago, the Nigerian government was in Turkey, and there they signed an agreement. Nigerian government has also been to United Arab Emirates, and there they signed an agreement. Nigerian government has also been to France, and there, of course, France is their home. They can go to France anyhow. So they signed an agreement in France also. And so many other countries they have been and have signed an agreement. And today, it is with Israel. Now, we are going to get down to the news to see what is in this agreement and why they signed this agreement, despite the crisis going on in the Middle East, despite the war, you can call it, that Israel is fighting now. Nigerian government still went ahead to sign an agreement. Please, I beg you to stay with me, because as I always tell you, at this point, you don't need somebody to tell you what is happening. You yourself need to know what is happening. And that is why I always say, if this is your first time coming across my video on my channel, please do well to subscribe, because on this channel, I get information of everything that is happening in Nigeria and beyond Nigeria. Right? So let's get down to the news. According to the news, it says, let me zoom it. It says, surprises as Nigeria expands bilateral engagement with Israel amid allegations of global discourses against Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv is the capital city of Israel. So this news is saying that despite everything that is happening, the Nigerian government went to sign this bilateral annual agreement with Israel. So let's get down to the news and see what is written in the agreement, whether if it is the one that will favor us or the one that will not favor us. Please stay with me. It says, despite globally acknowledged allegations that Israel, backed by the United States of America, being the cause of global conflicts, especially in the Middle East, the Tinubu's government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has gone ahead to expand engagement with the Benjamin Netanyahu-led country across what Abuja calls security and key sectors. So they are saying that despite, I don't know who wrote this news, but they are accusing Israel of causing a conflict in the Middle East. So they say despite the conflict that Israel is fighting, the war that Israel is fighting, that the Tinubu's government still went ahead to sign an agreement with this country. Of course, according to them, they call it that the main reason of signing this agreement is for security and key sectors. That is the major reason for signing this agreement. Okay, let's go. The administration of President Bola Tinubu confirmed the expansion of bilateral engagement with the government of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, citing cooperation in security, healthcare, technology, and economic development as key priorities. So they said that, come on, why we went into this agreement, agreement is that we have to sign, or they discuss rather, about security, about healthcare, about technology, and about economic development. That was their priority in that agreement. We went further to say the renewed commitment was reiterated on Monday, March 2nd, 2026, during a courtesy visit by Israel ambassador to Nigeria, Michael Freeman, to Nigeria's Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Abuja. So the Israel ambassador to Nigeria, Michael Freeman, visited the Nigerian Minister of Foreign Affairs in Abuja. So let's get down and see what is written in this agreement. Please, I beg you to stay with me. It says, Minister of...
As you are watching, always use your number 6 to understand what is playing out here. Initially, they don't have any kind of lobby to Israel. You understand me? When they found out that Biafra is controlling almost 2/3 of the population in the parliament of Israel, so they sent Bianca Ono, that Akunakuna, to go to sign a bilateral deal. Initially, Israel disgraced her, and they didn't sign anything with her. So before they have to go and re-strategize and pick the real area which Israel would always like to interfere in every country, which is security. That is where what they want to sign now. You understand me? That is what they want to sign. In other words, they want to boost their relationship so that they will stop thinking about dividing Nigeria, rather support the impunity that is happening in that country. So this message that you are hearing here is in fact, it is in disfavor of the Biafrans, what the Nigerian government went to sign. But I'm very, very sure that Israel knows what they are doing. Yes, they know what they are doing. They need their money and they need to get into their security architecture to know how to break it. So for them to sign anything with them, it's okay. Let them just go ahead. It is for the either, in fact, let me call it, it is for the advantage of the Biafrans, not their disadvantage again. Yes, Israel knows what they are doing. Let them get into their security to know how to break it and then give us what we wanted. Because he made it clear that I am going to Africa to save my Jewish brothers, most especially those in Nigeria, which is the Biafrans. Let us continue, please. Sorry for the interjection.
State for Foreign Affairs, Bianca Odumegwu, said the discussions cover defense and intelligence cooperation, economic partnership, consular matters, religious tourism, and broader bilateral and multilateral relations, right? Of course, we know that the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs is Bianca Odumegwu. Of course, I'm very sure most of you know about that. All right, so we went further to say, according to a statement issued by her special assistant on communication and new media, Magnus Eze, both sides emphasized the need to strengthen institutional frameworks, including operationalizing the Nigerian and Israel Joint Commission. All right, so both of them agreed to one. Security cooperation featured prominently in the talks. Nigerian officials indicated interest in leveraging Israel's expertise in border security management as the country intensifies efforts to address insurgency, terrorism, and cross-border crimes. All right. Both parties described terrorism and insecurity as global challenges requiring coordinated international response. Right. So basically, their talk or this agreement was all about security, healthcare. In fact, from what we read so far, it's all about security. Right. So let's look at the next one before we quickly give you the video. Israel also pledged to donate approximately 60 fully equipped ambulances to support Nigeria's emergency response infrastructure. Odumegwu described the gesture as timely, noting the country's need to strengthen first responder systems and emergency medicine.
Because let me quickly jump in here to correct this mistake here. Who is mentioning Odumegwu? Please remove that name there. There's nothing like Odumegwu. If you want to address whoever that signed this agreement with the Israeli, which is Bianca Ono, remove that Odumegwu. Who made this grammatical blunder? This is an expensive joke. Odumegwu Ojukwu should not come in when I'm talking about this kind of nonsense agreement that they want to sign, or rather they went to sign to sabotage the Biafra movement. Be very, very careful.
So, during the talk, the Israel ambassador to Nigeria said, don't worry, we're going to give you 60 fully equipped ambulances. I thought they are talking about security. I thought they would say they will send Israel armed forces to Nigeria, but then the president, Michael Freeman, said that don't worry, we're going to give you 60 fully equipped ambulances to support, Nigeria's emergency response, right? Which is a good one. Bianca Odumegwu said, okay, it's a nice one, and she said that it's going to strengthen first responder system and emergency medical services. Okay, it's fine. The renewed engagement follows a political dialogue held in Abuja on August 11, 2025, between Odumegwu and Israel Deputy Foreign Minister Sharon Hested. The meeting focused on counter-terrorism cooperation, intelligence sharing, surveillance financing, and security training. All right? Nigeria's outreach to Israel comes as Abuja broadens its security partnership with other countries, including the United States and Turkey, as part of a wide strategy to modernize defense capabilities and diversify international cooperation. All right, so as I told you earlier, that of course Nigeria has signed an agreement with Turkey. Of course, on security issues, Nigeria has signed, an agreement with Turkey, and in this case with also the United States of America. And that is why, as I speak to you now, U.S. Army are in Nigeria. So, we go further. I think this is the last one. It says, observers say Nigeria's expansion network of security agreement reflects both the urgency of its domestic security challenges and a pragmatic approach to foreign policy. They note, however, that the long-term impact of such partnership will depend on effective implementation, institutional reforms, and sustained coordination among stakeholders. All right. The minister also welcomed Israel's pledge to donate about 60 fully equipped ambulances, describing the gesture as timely, given Nigerians' emergency response challenges. All right. These kinds of initiatives are very significant because we have challenges regarding first responders. For me, this is just the beginning of integrating an ambulance culture in Nigeria, she said. All right. So this is where the news ends. But then,
this is where the news ends. But then, the comment section says a lot. You get the point now? Alo Nwachukwu said that propaganda will not stop Biafra freedom. We know every step Nigerian government is taking. Why now? After they hear that Israel is about to declare freedom for Biafra, people. I never see this comment before. I told you that this signing is against me and you. But it will turn to be in favor of me and you because Israel, in fact, they are smarter more than whatever old fools they keep in Asoro. They say it's the president or vice or whoever. Israel is more smarter than them because what is in the head of Israel are chips that works more than that of their dead brains in Asoro. So get that point very straight. I know whatever they are signing now is because we are controlling the 2/3, if not 95% of the parliamentarians of Israel. Biafra have taken over. They have voted in favor of Biafrans. When we are in US, they find us to come there using $9 billion, Abi, to lobby so that Biafrans issues will never be discussed in their parliaments again. That $9 billion went down the drain. Trump sent men mount for Nigeria now. So whatever they are signing, just know it, they want it to be in our own disadvantage. But I can tell you, it will turn to be to our own advantage. Israel is a kueme. Israel will atokwanamo because and maybe see begi or him Israel. So Israel will kueme. As they talk, in fact they are talk and do. They said they are coming for their Jewish brothers and sisters and families in Nigeria and every other African. They are coming. Forget. They are not UK. How on the UK? Kaja France. Naturally is worried. They are savior of the people who have been oppressed in different areas. Another comment here said, many Nigerian politicians are sleeping with one eye open as they are afraid of being baptized by thunder from above. Okay, they are now rushing to sign agreement so that the reign of B2 evil spirit is not going to be on their roof. Abi? No wahala na. Okay, Uzoma Lodin said, don't you think that Tinubu is prepared to bribe any nation to ensure Biafra doesn't exist? Possibly, this meeting is to give Israel a contract to stop them from assisting Kano and the Biafrans. You see, almost we're having the same mentality, the same thing everybody is thinking. They want to sign it to sabotage the Biafrans, but I can tell you it will turn to be to the good of the Biafrans because Biafrans already are a member of the Board of Peace, the newly inaugurated world power. The newly inaugurated world power. If you want to become a kind of a member there, the fee or a bill you are going to pay is $1 billion from your government. From your country's purse. You can imagine how much is your GDP. Biafra is already a permanent member. We have a permanent seat on that board of peace. Anyway, my people, I will take a break and I will hear my voice again when I come back. Like, share, comment, and make sure you keep subscribing for more interesting videos. Have a nice day. I'm going to good luck. God to bless us. Follow us on all our social media handles.